Hello everybody, what is up? Welcome back. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day thus far. Before we get on into it, this is your reminder that tarot is indeed a divination tool. It's an intuitive practice. Take what resonates, leave what does not resonate behind. And also keep in mind, you guys, there's nuance to every conversation. I cannot go over every little single nuance, so keep that in mind. Welcome to What Does Your Soulmate Look Like? I'm excited, guys. I haven't done these in a while. Please be kind, please be respectful. Please don't call any of these piles unattractive. I don't like meanies, so be nice, all right? Be nice, don't be a meanie. With that being said, we have group 1 with the clock tower, group 2 with the bear, group 3 with the locket, and group 4 with the dog. If you guys need a moment to meditate on which of these 4 piles are calling your name, you're free to do that right now. If you want to pick more than one, please don't. Please don't, not for this reading, please don't. Once you pick your pile, the description box is where you will find the timestamps. And with that, everybody, I will just see you in your reading. Hello, group number 1. Welcome to your guys' reading. We're going to start off, as always, with our zodiac days. Why do I want to say Sagittarius so bad? Aries and Gemini. It was like, okay. Okay. And Libra. Sagittarius, I knew you were here. I felt it. It was quite literally like my mouth was stuck because I wanted to say Sagittarius, but even though I was looking at Aries. Virgo and Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, everybody. If you're new here, the dice, they're extra, okay? It's dessert. The main message is within the cards. So, and as always, if you do want a personal reading, I restock those, you guys, on the 1st of every month. I think that this video is going up around the 1st, so if you are interested, you've got to check it out on the 1st. With that being said, can I pretty please get okay. This is interesting to me, you guys, because the 10 of Cups is completely and totally about emotion, okay? This is us feeling extremely fulfilled on an emotional level. So what does your soulmate look like? Your soulmate looks like somebody who is going to emotionally fulfill you. I'm assuming, because we're talking about physical attributes, that they're also going to be physically satisfying to look at, right? Right, people don't like it when I say these things. And this is why I've been so iffy lately about doing what do they look like readings. But a part of connection is at least having some level of physical attraction there in the beginning. So 10 of Cups, feeling emotionally fulfilled and also looking at this person and feeling satisfied or fulfilled with how they look. We have the Spirit of Cups. Now, this is the Queen of Cups. So again, this is talking about our emotions, okay? This is also intuition. So for those of you who are still here, I feel like you're going to see your soulmate, and in looking at them, there's something about them that you're like drawn to. I don't know if it's their smile or their eyes or the way that they are holding themselves, but you look at them and something intuitively is clicking for you, group 1, okay? We have the Ace of Swords, and this is talking about a breakthrough. So experiencing some type of breakthrough with this person. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, okay? This does make me feel like your attraction for them grows as time goes on. And I do feel like that is the case for at least a lot of women that I know, a lot of the women that are in my life. They meet someone and perhaps there's a little bit of attraction there, but the attraction grows as they get to know the man in front of them or the woman in front of them, right? The desire for intimacy grows as you emotionally connect to this person. We also have the Heart of Swords. I'm so sorry, you guys. I completely misrepresented the Spirit of Cups. I will come back and talk about that. These are worded differently than traditional tarot, so I was struggling a little bit with that. But the Heart of Swords, this is going to be talking about somebody who's incredibly independent. So again, I'm almost seeing this as a part of your attraction to your soulmate is their confidence or their independence. We have the 9 of Pentacles, so this is going to be an individual who invests financially in their physical appearance. So perhaps they have on a nice watch that catches your eye. Perhaps they're wearing nice trousers. Why can I not say that word right now? Trousers. Maybe they're wearing a nice polo. I don't know what they're wearing, guys. Okay, I'm just throwing things out there. You look at them and you're like, wow, I am really attracted to the way that they are dressed, and I'm really attracted to the way that they have styled themselves, the way that they have groomed themselves, and they look like they put in effort to their body, okay? Now, with the Spirit of Cups, the way that I misrepresented this is, yes, this is still talking about emotion. This is less about intuition and more so about having a romantic vibe, okay? So when you meet your soulmate, they are going to have a romantic aura around them. I'm assuming that the people in their life would categorize them or describe them as somebody who is very attractive. So with that, we will go ahead and get some astrology. Yeah. So I feel pretty confident saying, again, a part of your attraction to this person is their ability to make you feel safe, is their personality and who they are, as far as like their character goes. So your attraction, like I said with the Ace of Swords, will grow over time. I do also feel like there's a lot of you here who have a desire, like you look at this person and you want to have babies with them. Like perhaps after your first date, you go back home and you're like thinking about what your children will look like. That's the energy that we get with the fourth house. The fourth house is all about our home, our family, things like that. So in regards to what this person looks like, I want to have a family with them, or I can see myself having a family with them. The 10th house is confirming what I said about the 9 of Pentacles, that your soulmate does. Again, I don't know exactly how this is manifesting, right? I don't know if this is manifesting in their shoes or a watch or the way that they have themselves groomed. I don't know exactly how it's manifesting, but they spend money on their physical appearance, or they just have money. And naturally, when you have money, you are going to, right, buy things that are perhaps a little bit higher quality or things that feel like investment pieces. So that's that. The 10th house is also talking about recognition. So I don't want to describe this person as a person of power. However, that's kind of the energy that the 10th house gives. It's like you are attracted to your soulmate partially because of the way that the world perceives them. So perhaps they have a job that you think is really cool, or a career that you think is really admirable. Maybe they're someone who works as a first responder. Maybe they're someone who works with children or animals. Maybe they're someone in healthcare, right? But the way that the world perceives them is partially going to play a role in your initial attraction, okay? And then we have my favorite man of the hour, Saturn, okay? Daddy Saturn is maturity. Oftentimes when I see Saturn show up, this tells me that this is somebody who has really strong masculine energy, regardless of if, right, this is a man or a woman that we're talking about. This is somebody who typically has very strong masculine energy. This is somebody who's very disciplined. So you are attracted, like I said, to their character. You're attracted to their discipline. You may even be attracted to the fact that this person does have a very mature look to them, okay? So with that, let's continue forward. Can I please have, okay, we have student. This is humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. So you are attracted to this person's mind, which is what I was saying again with the Ace of Swords. Like, it's inevitable when you see them. I'm sure you're going to be initially attracted to them, but your attraction for them is growing as you get to know them. Your attraction for them is increasing as you get to know them. Okay, there we are. Again, this is partially the way that the world perceives them, right? We have the Don Juan. So this is spotlights your positive, seductive qualities. I cannot tell you guys how many times I have gone on a date with somebody and been like, this person's really not my type physically, but you know, like, let me just throw my hat in the ring and see like if they're interesting. And 9 times out of 10, like I am so, I was gonna say seduced, I guess I'll just say the word seduced, by someone's charm, like by someone's personality. And that's what the Don Juan is. He doesn't need to be the most attractive guy in the room. He doesn't need to be the tallest or the most muscular, but he is someone who knows how to communicate in a way that's attractive. He is someone who has a personality that's magnetic. Oh my God, why can I not speak? He has a personality that's magnetic. So when something like that shows up, this tells me again that there are a lot of people naturally very drawn to your soulmate, okay? So with that, we will go ahead and get just a little bit more. Clock tower. So that oftentimes is referencing a person who is tall. We have the tree, which is talking again, perhaps about height. The tree also talks about somebody who's very grounded. So their energy feels very safe. Like I said earlier with the 4th house, you feel safe with this person, perhaps again, because they are so mature. And then we have a house, of course, because they are so mature, it's very possible that you feeling safe and comfortable around them is playing a massive role in you being able to get, excited around them or again seduced by them. Right now the house showing up, the house is talking about feeling safe, feeling secure. This is going to be somebody who is physically, I would say, bigger than you. This is going to be somebody who physically they have an ability to protect. So I would just like to say this right now, if you are somebody who's attracted to women, this is probably not your pile. Very, very honest. Usually when I'm doing a reading, I feel like I can kind of see the shift between like, there's men here and there's women here. Like there's a mixed bag. For this particular group, this is a man. Like this is the energy of a man. So this is going to be somebody who's taller than you, most likely. This is going to be somebody who's bigger than you. This is going to be somebody who perhaps is a little bit older than you, a little bit more mature. Someone who has, again, a career that is admirable, or at least to you, it's admirable. I have to word it that way, you guys, because, you know, sometimes, right, what you think is admirable may not be what I think is admirable. So can we please get a message? What do they look like? We have a journey. Whenever that comes up, you guys know, if you've been here for a while, that does indicate for some of you that this person comes from a different country than yourself, or a different like ethnic background than yourself. And then we have sudden wealth. Like I said, guys, I do believe that they spend money on their physical appearance, not to be flashy, not to be like, oh, look what I have, but just because they have the money to spend. So they're not going to, right, purchase things that are of lesser quality if they have the option to not. So with that being said, guys, I am going to pull what do they look like? 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 Okay, that's probably good. Whoa, that's kind of a lot. All right. You've met me in your dreams. Meeting through a common interest. Rough around the edges. We have larger lips. I feel like I very much have dramatized this illustration. So guys, like this person does not have lip filler or anything like that. We have standing out or standout smile. So sorry, we have true love. I can't wait to have a family with you. Like I said, sorry about the jiggle. Like I said, I do feel like there's an aspect here of like, you look at them and you can envision your future children together. You can envision what your future children may look like when you look at this person. Like that's what you see. They approach you while out. We have black cat, which makes sense with the Don Juan. Again, this is somebody who is not desperate for attention. This is somebody who tends to have a little bit more of a mysterious aura. This is somebody who perhaps has a an energy where it's like, I'm not going to do too much. I'm not going to do too much. We have Bumble. We have broad shoulders. We have short hair. We have athletic, balanced. We have 5'11", annoyingly attractive, creator, warm and inviting, trendy aesthetic, and natural physique. So they have a natural to athletic physique. So I don't think this person is like in the gym 7 days a week, but I do think they take care of themselves. I do think this person has a more muscular build. All right, group number 1, that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you. I do hope it was helpful. I am sending you guys oodles and boodles of love, and that is all I've got. So bye. Hello, group 2. Welcome to your reading. We're going to start off with our zodiac dice. We have Aquarius and we also have Virgo. Hello, Aquarius. Hello, Virgo. We have Sagittarius and Cancer, Aries and Scorpio. Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and jump straight on into our tarot. If you guys do want a personal reading, as always, I do restock those on the 1st of every month. Can I... Okay. So I have a question for you guys, group 2. When you think of... I want to be careful with how I word this. When you think of your future and the person you end up with, your soulmate, your future spouse, whatever, what does this person look like? And why are these characteristics important? The reason I'm asking this, group 2, is because the star is talking about something that we wished for. It's talking about receiving something after a significant period of struggle. It's talking about hope for the future. So when we are analyzing what your soulmate looks like, what I see with the star is that your soulmate looks how you have already envisioned them. Now, some of you have had dreams of this person. Some of you have perhaps been able to be around this person, speak to this person, interact with this person in a dream, but perhaps not seeing details of their face. With the star showing up, again, this leads me to believe that this person looks how you have imagined them to look. This person could follow a very similar pattern to what your exes have looked like, or possess physical features that your exes have looked like. For example, if you are someone who has always dated somebody who has blonde hair, it's very possible that your soulmate is somebody with blonde hair. If you're somebody who has always dated, like people who work in a particular industry, or you've always dated people who have this physical characteristic or that physical characteristic, or who come from this country or that country, it's possible that your soulmate also is following that pattern. Why am I saying this? I believe, group 2, that you guys have a natural attraction to seek your soulmate. Like, you have a natural attraction to your soulmate. This is something that I don't want to say has been placed inside of you, but it almost feels as if it has been placed inside of you. So there's a reason why you are drawn to the individuals that you are drawn to physically. And I do believe that's representative of what your soulmate looks like, at least when we break down the features, right? Okay. Yeah. So for me, the Two of Cups is confirming what I just said. You are already connected to this person spiritually. You are already connected to this person via your heart, right? So I do feel like your natural type is what your soulmate looks like. Okay. Four of Pentacles. Now, the Four of Pentacles is a card that talks about a need to protect yourself, a need to keep yourself safe. So when we're talking about what your soulmate looks like, the way that I perceive this is either somebody who has a physical stature that could be a little bit intimidating, or this person is not somebody who is very open with their physical selves. So this is somebody who's perhaps going to dress in a little bit more of a modest way. This is somebody who's not wanting to draw too much attention to themselves. This is oftentimes described as the person who's very frugal as well. So even if this person is not technically frugal, they may present themselves in a more frugal manner. Like they're not going to be wearing like flashy logos or, right, name brand this or that. So, yeah. This is a little creepy, you guys. I feel like how synchronistic this reading is so far. The Magician is talking about manifestation. Okay, so like the tools that you need in order to receive this person, your soulmate, are tools that you already have. Now, obviously with this particular Magician card, we have these big, beautiful, or this big, beautiful brown eye. And with the squirrel as well, we have these big, beautiful brown eyes. So it's very possible that your soulmate has brown eyes, particularly again, if that is in alignment with what your usual type has been. The reason I think this is weird is because, again, the star is talking about something that we've wished for. Obviously, I think wishing and manifesting is different, but when you break it down, like, right, the energy is all the same. Like the Magician and the star, they're not talking about the exact same thing, but they are representing two outcomes that are very similar. Okay. We have jealousy showing up with the 7 of Wands. We have the 9 of Wands. So when somebody attracts a lot of jealousy into their life, because that's what the 7 of Wands is about. It's like somebody who's in a favorable position or in a position that other people want, right? You tend to attract people who are like, well, why do you get that and I don't? Or why is this so easy for you and it's not easy for me? Or people who perhaps unintentionally are jealous towards you, right? I do think that's oftentimes a thing when you're struggling in your own situation. It can be very easy to like spew anger or jealousy towards people who you perceive as in a better position. So what I would say with the 7 of Wands is your soulmate physically possesses characteristics that other people look at as envious. Like they're like, oh, I wish I had that. I wish I was that tall, or I wish I was that physically fit, or I wish I had beautiful blue eyes like that, or whatever it may be. Now the 9 of Wands, again, this person's very guarded. Their energy doesn't feel particularly open. Their energy doesn't feel particularly welcoming, okay? Now, if this is a woman in particularly, I do feel like this is occurring because I do feel like beautiful women, unfortunately, experience the worst of men. Beautiful women attract men who have a tendency to be controlled or, yeah, I'm just going to say that, be controlled by lust, or have a hard time resisting their lustful urges, right? Because they are beautiful, they attract men who are obsessed with beauty. And there is no limit to that, right? There is no ability to quench that if that's something that's just in you. If you are a lustful person, oftentimes it's very difficult to release yourself from that. This is a completely different conversation. Point is, if this is a woman specifically, I would see this as a woman who is very protective of her physical self, and guarded. Now, for the vast majority of you, this is going to be a man. So again, I am seeing this as somebody where their physical stature is one that's intimidating, or one that is perhaps not someone that you would look at and be like, oh, that looks like someone I should go approach. Okay. What do they look like? Yeah, this is a very disciplined person, you guys. To say, like, what do they look like? And the 6th house of routine shows up is kind of crazy because they look like what they do every day. They look like their habits. They look like their routine. And the reality is we all do, right? That's the reality. We all look like our routine. But your soulmate specifically looks like their routine. So, for example, and I'm almost hesitant, group number 2, to pull from the bag for you guys because I almost feel like pulling physical characteristics is going to be pointless. Just because this is so specified to who you are and your personal taste and your, right, like who you are as an individual has a lot to do with what this person looks like. So For example, let's say this person works in a tattoo shop. This is obviously going to be somebody who's covered in tattoos. Let's say this is somebody who's a personal trainer. Obviously, this person is going to be extremely physically fit. Let's say they work in a hospital. They're going to be wearing scrubs. Perhaps they're going to have bags under their eyes because they're tired. Maybe they are a school teacher, right? They're going to be somebody who presents themselves in perhaps more of a school teacher manner. So their routine plays a massive role in what they look like, what they do on a day-to-day basis. We have Gemini. So when Gemini shows up, oftentimes, especially when we place this in like, oh, like we're putting this in our first house, this is going to be someone who perhaps looks a little bit younger than what they are. Gemini energy is the energy of a person who is a little youthful, talkative, a social butterfly, right? Silly, goofy. So seeing that show up again, for me, that's very much feeling like this person is, yes, very talkative, but I think they're talkative to the right people, like selective who they are talkative to. I also see this as somebody who has a great ability to take in knowledge, especially with Mercury here. But physical features, what I take from Gemini is this is somebody who dresses perhaps in a little bit of an eclectic manner. This is also going to be somebody who presents a little bit more youthful than what they actually are. Okay, I kind of want to get one more astrology card just because I feel like that was not the most helpful. Okay, we have the South Node, life's debts, and we have Saturn return, age. Yeah. I would stay pretty strong on that. I feel like this is somebody who is mature. They are a mature person. They are a disciplined person. However, they are also somebody who presents or has the energy of youth. The South Node is talking about something that we've had to release ourselves from. So perhaps this person has had negative thoughts or a negative image of themselves in the past. That's something they've had to work through. We're going to move forward. Can I please get a message on what they look like? Oh, we have a prince. Like I said, guys, I'm still debating on whether or not I should pull from the satchel. I know that there are some of you who are screaming at me right now, like, please pull from the satchel, but this feels very specific, and I don't think that doing a group reading on this person is going to be particularly helpful. So we have brown hair though. Brown hair, brown eyes, very possible for the vast majority of you. A romantic charm and potential for power. And then we have the child nature. This is, again, for me, feeding into the idea that this person has a youthful spirit or a youthful appearance to them, although they are very mature. It's interesting because it's like they're an old soul, but they're also someone who has this like vivacious energy to them, or a face that appears to be a bit younger than what they actually are. So friendship with animals, communication with nature spirits. This is somebody who's very gentle. This is a very gentle-hearted individual. Can I have a message on what they look like? We have the moon. Yeah. Can I have a message on what they look like? Okay. Very emotional, very scary. Okay. For those of you who are attracted to men, this is a man. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a Cancer man. I never feel like I pick up on Cancer man energy, or like a water sign man, like a Pisces or a Scorpio. That's not going to apply to all of you. Obviously, this is a group reading, but looking at the bear and the moon, I think like Jacob Elordi, or I think a Cancer man who physically is a little bit intimidating, either because of their stature or because of their physical attractiveness, but they're also super sensitive, and their physical stature isn't a good representation of who they are. So the bear is intimidation, right? The bear is doing what the bear has to do in order to survive. So there are intimidating elements to this individual, but they are very soft and kind-hearted, like I've said. We have the snake here as well. I wouldn't be shocked, you guys, if people over sexualize this person. I hope I'm not going to get in trouble for saying that, but I wouldn't be surprised if people look at this person and they place a lot of sensual energy on them that perhaps is unwanted. Okay, let me get a little bit more. Oh, I don't love the way that came out. Interesting. So we have a mature man. This is somebody who has gray hair. I believe in this depiction, this man has blue eyes. There are books behind him representing knowledge. There is a globe here representing somebody who's well-traveled. So like I've said now, you guys, for the 100th time, I believe that this is somebody who is mature, who is very disciplined. But they have a more youthful spirit about them, or a more youthful face. They could have gray hair and still a very youthful face. So keep that in mind. We have a gift. And we have great fortune. I'm just taking generosity from the great fortune and the gift. I don't necessarily think that this person is somebody who, like I said, spends money on themselves, but perhaps the way that they show love, or perhaps the way that they show that they care for someone, is through gift giving. Okay, we will go ahead and pull from the satchel, you guys. I want to be super clear about this though, and I usually don't do this, but I don't think that the satchel is going to be incredibly helpful for what this person looks like, because this person, again, is your type. This person is your type. So I want you to think of characteristics that are in alignment with your type. That is what this person looks like. They possess features that you are already naturally attracted to. The only caveat I would apply to this is I do think that there is something about them that is intimidating, or there's something about them that where other people look at them with a bit of jealousy. Okay, can we please get a message on what they look like? Sorry, I feel like that was a bit aggressive. Being introduced by friends. You will love kissing them. We were made for each other. We have an oval face. We have a strong build, a mature look, smaller eyes. We have a tattoo. We have a baby face. Don't you think that's interesting, guys? Because these are the two things that I feel like have come up multiple times, right? Like this person feels very mature, but at the same time, like I'm picking up on a bit of a baby face. We have meeting online. Intensely yearning for you. Happily single and you fall for them unintentionally. We have big eyes. Strong legs, thick lashes. I'm assuming for the vast majority of you that this person's going to have dark hair as well. If they don't have dark hair, I wouldn't be surprised if they have gray hair. Keep it age appropriate for my younger viewers, you guys. Please don't do that. Please don't date a man with gray hair or a woman with gray hair. If you are 18, 19, 20, please don't do that. Please, I love you and I want better for you. So anyways, guys, that is all I have for you today. I do hope that this was helpful. I'm honestly the most excited for you guys because this feels like the truest definition of a wish fulfillment. This feels like the truest definition of manifesting your soulmate physically, emotionally, mentally, right? Like this feels like someone where when you were born into this life, you already had a natural attraction to characteristics that your soulmate has. So anyways, I'm really happy for you guys, Group 2. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I really do appreciate it. I didn't mean for this to be so long. I'm sending you guys so much love. And that's all I got. So bye. Hello, Group 3. Welcome to your reading. We're going to go ahead and start off with our zodiac dice. Aquarius and Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Libra and Scorpio. Cancer and Virgo. Hello, everybody. Welcome. If you do want a personal reading, as always, you guys, I restock those on the 1st of every month. Can I please get... Oh. Okay, so 8 of Swords is talking about feeling trapped, feeling stuck. When we talk about physical attributes, you guys, sometimes I do see this as somebody who feels held back by their physical appearance, or somebody who feels held back or hindered by what they look like. That could mean multiple different things. So we're gonna just keep going. The 3 of Cups is talking about somebody who wants to celebrate life. So perhaps looking at them, they look like a very happy-go-lucky, fun, enthusiastic type of person. For some reason, guys, okay, this is gonna be so niche. Who here has watched Tell Me Lies? This is giving, ooh, I'm gonna say his name wrong. Is it Wrigley? I think it's Wrigley. Ridley? Wrigley. It's giving tall, dark-haired man who season 1 was annoying and became our favorite character by the end. That's the energy that I'm getting here. Now, I don't know how the Eight of Swords is applying to that, right? Perhaps your soulmate has insecurities that when you look at them, you wouldn't notice them, or you wouldn't necessarily be like, oh, this is a flaw, but to them, it's a big deal. Okay, guys, sorry about hitting the camera. We are back. Eight of Cups is talking about walking away from something that we have loved. The Heart of Pentacles is talking about somebody who is balanced. The Five of Cups is talking about disappointment. So I almost feel like your soulmate has experienced heartbreak or disappointment in regards to relationships that has led them to feel negatively about themselves physically. Now, insecurities, you guys, literally can have, like, everybody has insecurities. The most gorgeous people on planet Earth have insecurities. So when I see the Five of Cups and when I see the Eight of Swords, I do feel like there is somebody else who has seeded these insecurities. I do feel like there was either like a bad relationship with the parents that caused these insecurities, or a bad romantic relationship that has caused these insecurities. But all in all, this feels like somebody who's very fun to be around, and in looking at them, you wouldn't know that they feel insecure because they do appear very outgoing. I want to get a little bit more for the tarot. What do they look like? Yeah, okay, so they are attractive, you guys. Again, for some reason, I don't know why Ridley was standing out in my mind so strongly, but he just was. And the Sun and the Chariot would describe him perfectly. Like, to me, that makes sense. The Sun is talking about somebody who is very much capable of attracting attention to them. This is oftentimes going to be somebody who comes off very masculine, or who has really strong yang energy, so productive, boss energy, okay? This is going to be somebody who's successful, somebody who is seen as generally attractive to the public, right? Like, looking at them, you wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, throw tomatoes at him. Not that you should do that to Quasimodo, but like, you wouldn't necessarily do that to this person because of their physical appearance. Okay. Chariot is talking about physical strength. This is the ability to overcome physically. And we have the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is a card that talks about generosity. So not only is this somebody who is perhaps a little sensitive and insecure, but also like they fall into today's beauty standards and they're really strong. They're someone who's outgoing. I wouldn't be surprised if they have a large friend group. But they're somebody who's very giving and generous and wants to give to others. Now, the only thing I feel like I didn't really address is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups talks about walking away from something that we have loved in hopes that we can find better. So again, that's almost leading me to believe that this person was in a relationship that made them feel very insecure. Can I please... I don't know who's outside of my house, like, blasting their music, but if you guys can hear that, I'm so sorry. We have Networker. This is enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. So sorry, guys. So a networker, what is that? Somebody who likes to socialize, somebody who likes to chop it up, somebody who is outgoing. Okay, we have a visionary as well. So this is describing somebody who has the capacity to envision what has not yet been conceivable to others and a willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. Wow, okay. And an engineer, ability to give creative energy, a practical expression, talent for designing resolution to common dilemmas. Okay. Guys, I feel like this person was either cheated on in one of their earlier relationships, this person was bullied in school, or this person had parents, respectfully, that were just awful. So they have this like deep-rooted sense of not being good enough or never being enough, which is why I believe they have developed this personality of like being super outgoing and wanting to make friends with everybody and wanting to be like the life of the party, because they have this deep-rooted, like, oh, I don't feel accepted by people who I want acceptance from. Hold on, guys. I do need a drink of water. Okay. So sorry. Can I please get... So I want to be clear, guys. This is a very attractive person. We have Venus here. This is talking about beauty. This is love. This is romance. This is beauty. I do think a lot of this person's value resides within their mind. I do think this is a very, very intelligent individual. They're social. And again, I feel like they are very much a social butterfly, which you may not know based on how social and outgoing they are. They kind of come off perhaps a little silly goofy. But when you understand this person on a personal level, you start to see how intelligent they are. Because we have Uranus, we have the third house, and we have that engineer. So this person's mind works in really intricate ways. I'm so sorry, my voice is just giving out. We have Chiron here as well, you guys. And this is what I was talking about with like these deeply rooted insecurities around physical appearance. Chiron's the wounded healer. When we're talking about a physical appearance, yes, this could be somebody who works in healthcare. So perhaps physically they're going to meet you in scrubs or something like that. But this coming up with everything else here, it leads me to believe again that this person has these insecurities that perhaps they have a hard time shaking. So even though the outside world sees them as this generally attractive and intelligent person, someone who's fun to be around, someone who's generous and kind, they still don't feel good enough. Okay. We have a crossroads. What do they look like? A mountain, which makes sense. I believe with the Chariot, again, the Chariot is talking about willpower, physical strength as well to overcome. When the mountain shows up, when I visualize somebody as a mountain, this is somebody who feels very stable. This is somebody who also feels very strong. We have the locket here and we have the grave. I do think that heartbreak, sadness, loss has caused this person to lock away their heart quite literally. Has caused this person to put themselves in a position where they don't feel necessarily safe being super vulnerable all the time. I want one more. What do they look like? Ship. Okay. All I'm seeing with this is a tan. Usually when this comes up, I'm like, oh, this person could come from a different country than you. But all I'm seeing is a tan. So I don't know exactly what that means because the reality is anybody, okay, not anybody. Most people have the ability to tan. Unless, you know, unfortunately you're one of those people who like tan or burns instead of tans. This person tans, okay? That's what I'm getting from that. Literally nothing else from the ship other than they have a tan or they're somebody who tans very easily. Can I please... We have the main female. We have marriage. The end goal for this person is marriage. The main female is obviously just representing a feminine energy that is here as well. But marriage showing up tells me that this person desires marriage. This person desires commitment. I do think love and relationships are very important to this person. And I partially think that's because of the lack of love or stability within love that they have had. So with that, we're going to go ahead and pull from our satchel. Can I get a message for group number 3? What do they look like? What do they look like? I wish, guys, sometimes there are like inappropriate messages that come through when I'm giving these readings and I'm like, oh, I can't say that. I'm gonna get in trouble. Okay. Oh, meeting at an event, which makes sense. This is a very social individual. We have uniquely attractive. We have street style, taller than you, romantic bliss, slim in build, olive skin, a triangle shaped face, handsome, round eyes, slow burn, attractive, forced proximity, and adventurous. That makes sense with the ship as well. Somebody who wants to be out and about, being adventurous, seeing new places. Okay, so I want to talk about their zodiac signs really quick, you guys. I wouldn't be surprised if this person has significant fire placements. And I wouldn't be surprised if this person has significant earth placements, okay? So the fire placements that are standing out to me are Sagittarius and Leo. The earth elements that stand out to me are Capricorn and Virgo, okay? So that's what I have for you. Group number 3, thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you. I'm not getting a hair color. I'm not getting an eye color. Sorry, guys. Let me check. Let me just double check. No. Nope. I'm just getting that beautiful tan skin. Okay, that is all I have, group number 3. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to do this reading for you. I'm sending you guys so much love, and that is all I've got. So, bye. Hello, group number 4. We have Aquarius and we have Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, Capricorn, and Libra. We have Virgo and Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, you guys. With that, if you do want a personal reading, I have those available in my description box on the 1st of every month. Oh, Judgment. So because we have butterflies all over this card, I'm assuming that this person has undergone some type of metamorphosis. What do they look like? They look like rest. So somebody who looks well rested, which being well rested is a sign of beauty. Ooh, okay, so this is going to be somebody who has softer features or more feminine features. Not to say that this is a woman, although they could be, but this is going to be somebody who has a more soft energy about them, somebody who has more, again, like softer, daintier features. We have the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords is talking about knowing when to walk away. What I find interesting about this is obviously we have this shark here. So it's possible that the way your soulmate physically represents, they are somebody who, again, has a softer exterior, or somebody who seems really sweet and kind and non-intimidating. But perhaps they have a personality of a shark, right? Somebody who will get down to business really quick. We have the Justice card as well. This is just talking about balance. This is connected to Libra energy, you guys, and Libra is Venus, right? So love, beauty, romance, again, softer features. Okay. We'll get a little bit more from the tarot. Can I have 9 of Swords? We have a bit of anxiety here. 7 of Swords, a need to prioritize. So these 2 cards, you guys are just talking to me about what they are experiencing internally, which isn't helping us as far as their physical appearance. So we're not going to spend any more time talking about those 2 things. Again, this is anxiety, sleepless nights, fears perhaps. 7 of Swords is talking about needing to get our ducks in a row. The 5 of Pentacles is not great. This is talking about feeling lonely. This is talking about potentially having like financial struggles. So let's go ahead and just move on, because again, that's not really telling us very much, other than, right, perhaps this is someone who keeps to themselves, or perhaps this is somebody who perhaps doesn't spend a lot of money on themselves. Can I get a message on what they look like? What do they look like? Like I said, you guys, I am getting a little bit more of softer energy here. Here, we're gonna actually go ahead and cover her up. So we do have an adult worker here, you guys, okay? This is accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. Oftentimes when this shows up, what I take from that physically is a lot of people desire this person. There is like physical desire around this person, but I see this as somebody who has put themselves in a position where they have to go to extremes. They have to push their body to the limit when it comes to making money. So this is somebody who's on their feet quite often. This is somebody who perhaps has a job with really long hours. This doesn't mean that this person is in the adult industry. But it does mean that they have a really demanding job, and a job that requires them, again, to physically exert themselves. When they get done with work, they're tired. So that may be something that is very prevalent on a physical level, which is why we have rest here, right? This person needs a lot of rest because of their demanding job. Now, the fact that we have Queen as well, this is confirming the fact that I do believe this person has more soft features. This says radiates regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. And then we have Addict here. Helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. Great. Okay. I want to actually go ahead, you guys, and get on to the astrology cards. We have Neptune and we have Taurus. So with Neptune showing up, that is all about the spiritual realm. Neptune tends to be connected to our dreams, our fantasies, spirituality, things like that, things that are not necessarily tangible. So looking at this person, they may have a more dreamy physical appearance. And Taurus as well. Taurus is connected to Venus, the planet of beauty. Also the planet of money, riches, right? So when I see Taurus show up, what this tells me is that this person is somebody, again, who physically exerts themselves quite significantly at work. But I do think when they are at home, they are somebody who presents in a softer manner. They're someone who likes to be around comfortable things. Oftentimes when I see Taurus energy show up, I do describe this as a person who has softer features, yes, but like boxier or earthier features. Automatically, the two people who pop up into my head is my Taurus king and queen, Gigi Hadid, beautiful Taurus woman, and Robert Pattinson, my Taurus king. I love him so much. Oh, love Robert Pattinson. But you guys understand what I'm saying? Like I don't want to call Gigi Hadid's face boxy because her face is gorgeous, stunning, beautiful. But she has like her lower jaw is structured in a way that looks very Taurus to me, right? Robert Pattinson has the same situation going on, obviously presenting in a more masculine way where it's very boxy, or in my opinion, like that is what I envision Earth to look like. That's what I see Earth signs as. So with Taurus showing up, it's very possible that your soulmate has similar facial features, okay? Again, more prominent bone structure when it comes to their lower jaw. Can I have, beautiful, again, earthy energy here with Virgo, and we have Leo. So this is going to be somebody who stands out physically. This is also going to be somebody where perhaps their hair is center stage, right? Voluminous, thick. Perhaps they even have like curlier hair, or just hair that is significant or standing out. Can I please get a message for group? We have the key, we have the sickle. I don't think either of these cards are necessarily helpful for what this person looks like, other than this is somebody who perhaps is clean shaven, right? The sickle, we are cutting the rose. So I do see that as somebody who's like clean shaven or shaven clean. They don't have facial hair. What am I trying to say? The key. It's very possible that this is somebody that you have not dated before, or like this isn't your usual type. What do they look like? What do they look like? Oh, they do have a little bit of like an innocent air to them. We have the stork here as well. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and pull one more, and then we're just gonna go straight to the satchel. I feel like the cards are given a little lackluster. I want to get more information, more clear information on what they look like. We have high honor and we have the house. A lot of this feels like it's describing their personality and who they are, which is great, right? Somebody of honor, somebody who's protective, or somebody who perhaps walks like the straight and narrow path, but I really want to see what they look like. So can we please get a message for group number 4, on what they look like? What do they look like? What do they look like? What do they look like? Okay. So we have straight hair. We have beautiful. Loving, trusting, and happy. deep voice, a deep laugh, short hair, brown eyes, dainty. Again, I don't mean this. I hope that this isn't coming off rude, but this person does have a more feminine features. I would say this is somebody who is like girl pretty. When I think of girl pretty, I think of somebody who's not super muscular. I think of a man who perhaps isn't the tallest. I think of a man who, I think of like Timothy Chalamet. I think about freaking, right? Like men who are just not super hyper masculine. That doesn't mean they're not masculine. That doesn't mean they're not attractive. It just means that they have more of like feminine qualities to them that make them attractive. We have plain Jane / average Joe. We have average body build. We have tall, okay. We have a strong nose, meeting out and about, a bit of distance. You are the most important person to me. Oh, we have dark eyes. We have a smirk. And we have sexual chemistry. Okay, great. Fantastic. I love that for you guys, group 4. I think we're going to wrap it up here, guys. I think we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much, group 4, for allowing me to do this reading for you. I do hope that it was helpful. I'm sending you guys so much love. Please enjoy the rest of your day. And that is all I've got. So, bye.